Last night, the Giants' bats got going with 15 hits, including 5 from Denard Span. That was all the offense needed as Ty Blach put up 0 after 0 in a complete game win in Game 1 of the series. Today, Johnny Cueto goes in Game 2 as the Giants hope to help turn their season around with their ace on the mound. Giants-Phillies next. Late afternoon baseball here in Philadelphia as we get ready for Game 2 of this 3-game series. Giants, Phillies, welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Javi Lopez. A nice win for the Giants last night. They don't have too many laughers, but they had one last night. They'd like to do it again today, but you figure this one's probably got a chance to be a little bit closer. And Javi, what I want to know is what's one thing Johnny Cueto is going to have to do today to pitch well?
Well, I think you got to go what you saw last night with Ty Blach, and that's efficient. Early strikes and really start expanding the zone, and we all have seen Johnny at his best when he's able to expand his zone. He's got 4-pitch mix, and he does that very well, along with mixing up his delivery. And as long as he's working ahead in the count, I look for a big night out of him. All right,
and Buster Posey back behind the dish this afternoon in Philadelphia. Should be fun here in the city of brotherly love. Lineups and first pitch, all of that right after this.
NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By State Farm. Combine auto and renters and see how much you can save. Talk to an agent today. And by the 2017 Jeep Cherokee with an EPA estimated 30 highway miles per gallon.
At Citizens Bank Park as we get ready for Giants-Phillies baseball. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It is a great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 77 degrees here at the Yard. You see the winds at 13 miles per hour, and it is partly cloudy. All right, let's take a look at the Giants lineup. And it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And Bruce Bochy staying with the hot hand. It'll be Span to lead it off. And last night he had 5 hits. That's just 5. Nunez, Belt, and Buster Posey. And Brandon Crawford's going to hit in the 5th slot. Then it's Panic, Leaksay, and then Austin Slater hitting 8th. And pitching and batting 9th is Johnny Cueto. And facing the Giants will be that man.
Here's Ben Lively. He's making his debut. He's been called up 2 other times this year. Has yet to toe this rubber, but he's getting to go today. The Phillies are looking for some magic out of this guy. 3rd time's a charm. He's been putting up good numbers in the minor leagues. You're not going to see a whole lot of overpowering stuff. He's got a fastball 90-94 with some arm side run and sink. Average curveball and changeup. The out pitch is a slider. That's the swing and miss with some dive action to it.
So it's Ben Lively on the hill, and playing behind Lively for the Phillies in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Kendrick, Herrera, and Saunders. 3rd to 1st, Franco, Galvis, Hernandez, and Tommy Joseph. And doing the catching is Andrew Knapp. So the Giants coming off a 10-0 win last night. And they also stranded, get this number right, they stranded 17.
17. That's a good problem when you've scored that many.
Yeah, score 10, strand 17. So they're going to try to take game 2 of this 3-game series. Phillies are really scuffling. They've lost 5 in a row. They're 1-7 against teams in the National League West. And they're going to try to get on track, and they're going to try to do that this afternoon. So here's Span. And the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and Span takes a strike. So we get started at 4:08. Span with the 5 hits got his average up to 260. With Nunez to follow, and then Belt. And Span fouls it back, and it's now 0-2.
You're seeing exactly what he wants to do right there. You know, when you're making your debut, you're a little nervous. You just want to throw strikes, and that's what he's going to do. He's a bulldog kind of guy. Again, nothing overpowering, but he's going to attack the zone for sure.
It was early walks that killed Eichhoff in the start last night, and that's one thing Ben Lively's not going to want to do, is the 0-2 pitches high.
His last start in AAA, he went 8 innings through 114 pitches, so he's able to go deep into a ball game.
And now Span, who takes a lot of time, can really kind of upset the rhythm of a guy who really wants to throw the ball, and that's what Ben Lively wants to do. And the 1-2. And a breaking ball in the dirt, so we see the first off-speed pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Giants last night, 10 runs on 15 hits. The Phillies helped them out by walking 10. Lively looking into Knapp. And the 2-2. Swinging a shot on one hop. And it's knocked down, and it looked like it hit Galvis in the face. And now he's down on his back, and might be wise to get a trainer out there.
Ouch. That was a one-hop rocket. You just hope he didn't lose any teeth right there.
At first I thought it may have ended up in his glove, but his back was to our view, and that popped up and hit him right in the mouth.
Here's the replay. There it is, the one hop shot. Tried to play the backhand, got a little leather on it.
Yeah, and the leather may have redirected it right into his face.
Yeah.
Because normally your face is not going to be in the path of the ball, so it had to have been that the glove just sent it in the direction of right at him.
You got the skipper out there taking a peek at him. Got the trainer working on the upper gum.
This is one of those where, you know, you're going to get people that might say, yeah, you know what, look, he's got hit in the mouth, he's fine. But the problem is the next ground ball hit to you, you always think it's going to jump up and hit you in the same spot. So, indeed, Galvis is going to stay in. That'll be a hit for Span. So here's Nunez. Nunez 3 for 5 last night with 3 runs batted in. So right off the bat, Ben Lively will be in the stretch, having to hold on to Denard Span with Belt on deck. Nunez wraps this one on the ground, and this is going to be a double play. Here's our keys to the game, brought to you by Nissan. Well, we're just going to go with what we said last night. Set the table. Well, look, it almost happened. You get a base hit and a line drive double play, and then keep the bats hot. Stay hot. Cueto throws a good game, and you know the Giants can walk out of here with a win. It's a little unlucky to start out. So here's Belt. Belt hitting .236, and he takes outside for a ball. Not sure if there was a little delay, thinking maybe Franco trapped it. Belt skies one to right. It's in the park, and Saunders is going to put it away. So with the help of the line drive double play, a quick inning. Cueto coming out. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and it'll be Hernandez, Herrera, and Howie Kendrick. Tommy Joseph, the former farmhand for the Giants, and you can see this season. April, not so good. May, very good, followed by Saunders, Franco, and Andrew Knapp hitting in the 7th slot. Then it's Galvis, And then hitting ninth will be Ben Lively.
And here's Johnny Cueto that he'll be facing that lineup. He's had an up and down kind of year, and it's really been the road starts that have been kind of killing him. You know, he's obviously pitching, punching a lot of tickets. He's got 68 and 70 innings. He's doing what he needs to do. And I think, again, we touched on it earlier in the broadcast, that he just needs to get strike one and expand the zone. These guys, when they're struggling, are going to end up expanding their zone, and he's got a good umpire in Nick Lentz to do that as well. He likes to have a little bit of a big zone if the guys are throwing strikes.
And here's Hernandez to lead things off. And a call strike. Hernandez hitting 286. Got a couple of hits in last night's game. Cueto working quickly, throws it in the dirt, knocked down by Buster Posey. 1 ball and 1 strike. As I mentioned, the Phillies 10 and 14 at home, and they've lost 5 straight. And a bit outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 for 6. Cesar Hernandez against Johnny Cueto. Two and 2.
You see Johnny right there trying to do kind of what Ty was doing. Get those fastballs in on the hands. Get these guys conscious of something in, because he wants to going to set up that breaking stuff.
Belt's got it on the backhand. Defensively for the Giants, behind Cueto, like last night, it'll be Calixte, Span, and Slater. Third to first, Nunez, Crawford, Panic, and Belt. Buster Posey doing the catching, and Johnny Cueto making his 12th start. So here's Asdrubal Herrera, who we did not see last night, but he's in there because he's got a little bit of ownage on Cueto. 3 for 10. All extra base hits. And the first pitch is inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
And I think, again, that's exactly why you see Johnny throwing in. He wants to get these guys spinning on that stuff so he can get the breaking stuff down and away and be effective.
Misses down and in. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And a little double hitch, and it's outside 3-0. Javi mentioned Nick Lentz. He's behind the plate. It's Mark Rippiger, followed by Tom Hallion at second and Phil Cuzzi at third. And Tom Hallion at second is the crew chief. There's a call strike. 3-1. Johnny Cueto had 2 starts last year against the Phillies, and he did not have a decision. Smoked into center field. Can Span get there? He does.
I think Herrera thought he clipped him right there. He gave it a nice big bat toss, turned towards the mound. Not sure what was going on.
Well, we saw him last year. He's pretty animated when he does some things offensively.
It was a cripple count. Came in with a fastball. He flipped it like he clipped him. I mean, again, to his credit, it was a deep fly ball, but the fences are short. I don't know that short.
There's Kendrick, who pops it foul. Well, maybe some guys flip it when they do hit a ball to the warning track. I mean, maybe that's part of the deal.
Wow.
I mean, it used to be that you'd have to answer to your teammates if you did that, and maybe he will. Strike 2 to Kendrick. Well, we mentioned Herrera did have some ownage on Cueto. It may have been that the wind knocked that down. He hit it pretty good. And that'll end the inning.
Great pitch.
A line drive. And out, and a bat flip and a strikeout.
20,000 fans, 14 and under, will receive a Joe Panic bat and ball set on Sunday, June 11th. Tickets always available at sfgiants.com.
Posey takes a ball, 1 ball and no strikes, no score. Posey, Crawford, Panic facing Ben Lively, and a breaking ball for a strike. So far in this series, the only Philly pitchers that have been able to throw the breaking ball over for a strike have been to Buster Posey, or at least that's what it seems like.
That's what it looks like.
Posey out of play on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball that's now 1-2. Buster last night had an 0 for 4 going into his last at bat, and then he singled up the middle, ended up 1 for 5. His average at 344. Crawford on deck. Buster asked for time. Nice day with lots of sunshine and a heavy breeze blowing out to right as that fastball's outside. It's 2-2.
It's an interesting sequence he's getting right now. I wonder if he's going to double up on heater away or go with a breaking ball. The chase is the slider.
And it's off the glove of Franco, and Buster Posey's aboard. So I might be generous and give Buster a hit, and they do, and that'll bring up Crawford.
You look at the sequence here, they're throwing the breaking balls and heaters. Everything's away. You know, you're trying to get Buster to reach, and there he goes. He's expanding the zone down. That's what Lively does, and Buster's just a tremendous hitter. Stayed on that one.
Crawford hitting .262. Crawford had a couple of sacrifice flies in the game last night, and he went 1 for 3. And Crawford a healthy rip and a foul back. Panic on deck, and then Calixte. No score here in the top of the 2nd inning. Crawford out of play, this time down the left field line. Heads up. Lively got the benefit of a line drive double play in the 1st inning. Outfield straightaway, and the 0-2 pitch. There's not a pitch at all, and Buster Posey will be in scoring position.
First start in the show, first balk in the show. You know,
one of the things that I'm not very good at is picking up balks, and I got that one.
That was a la Timmy Lincecum right there. That's the old rock and fire and forget to throw it. Just hopefully he didn't hurt anything right there. He grimaced a little bit.
So now Crawford waits on the 0-2 pitch. Curveball, and he hooks it foul down the right field line and out of play.
There's Ben Lively right there. He was drafted by the Reds. They picked him up in the Marlin Bird trade along with a little bit of cash, but he's been a stud since he's been over here with the Phillies. He's named the best pitcher in the organization last year, and like I was saying, this year he's been pitching really well. He's 45 wins in 3 full seasons in the minors.
Crawford out in front on an off-speed pitch, and he fouls it out of play.
And kind of what we were talking about yesterday with Ty Block having 600 innings in the minor leagues. This guy's racked up a good amount of innings in the minor leagues too, so he's pretty polished already coming up here.
And he's coming in with just over 560 innings in the minor leagues. Crawford pokes at another one. Crawford's in that swing mode right now, and Lively's been around the plate. Crawford pops it up, Coming back is Knapp, and he's going to run out of room. Six pitches to Crawford. This is the 7th one coming. And another 0-2 pitch. Here it is. And Crawford breaks his bat. Posey's going to go to third. So some good base running by Buster Posey.
That's a good read right there. You know Franco's going to have to come in and make a play going one way, and Buster just went ahead and took the read and took the base, and again got a man at third base with less than 2 outs.
You don't have to be a guy that has blazing speed to be a good base runner. So here's Panic. The Phillies are going to bring the infield in. Panic 2 for 6 last night. And he takes high for a ball. 1-0. 2 for 6 with an RBI. He scored a run.
He's looking for a ball he can obviously drive right here. They're going to probably work him away.
Cross him up with a breaking ball down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. These are the opportunities that will gain confidence in your offense. Take advantage of the situation with a man on third and less than 2 outs. And this is popped back, and that's going to be out of play, and it's 1-2. So we're watching Lively now in what he's going to throw when he needs a strikeout or a pop-up. And it's been breaking balls.
He really likes that slider. The curveball seems to be more of a show pitch right now.
Foul back. Came back with a high fastball.
Giants doing a good job right now grinding these at bats right here. Really making Lively work. He had a quick first inning, but now already that pitch count's going up.
This will be pitch number 25. Look out. So Panic hoping to knock in a run, instead gets hit in the back, and here's Calixte.
There he goes, trying to locate in, especially the last one leaked out over the plate. Trying to make sure he miss in. He just pulled it, just ended up pulling it right there, and Joe's going to have a nice reminder of that at bat.
Nowhere to go. Calixte last night went 1 for 4. And since he's been called up, he's 3 for 12. And a strike, and it's 0-1. He's very aggressive. I don't believe you're going to see Calixte take a whole lot of walks while he's in the big leagues.
And they started him off with a breaking ball with a runner in scoring position. When you are aggressive, you want that guy to hit something slow.
Panic gets chased back. Calixte's taking a good look at Phil Nevin. Nevin's going to walk over to Buster Posey, let him know if anything is on, and it's no balls and a strike. And Panic diving back in. So it's no balls and 1 strike. Panic with his lead. Foul back. It's now 0-2. We talked about it before with Calixte. He's a bit off the plate, and he does have to dive a little bit to reach that outside corner. It's very inviting to throw him away. Breaking ball hit high to left. It's going to be Kendrick trying to throw out Posey. Kendrick catches. His throw is going to be late, and the Giants lead 1-0. Calixte got a hanging breaking ball, and he took advantage of it. Here's our Togo's big play the Togo's way last night. Major League debut, and it was a base hit for Austin Slater, his first Major League hit. Dad Tom, Mom Amy, Sister Sarah, psyched.
Making memories. That was awesome.
And there's the baseball. So here's Slater. 1 for 5. And a little tardy. Back at it like they never left, maybe even slept here. Oh no, I think they got a change of clothes.
Yeah, fresh change of clothes, but when you win a game in a dominant fashion like you did last night, you do the exact same thing the next night.
Breaking ball hit out to left, and Kendrick is going to put this away, and that'll end the inning. A run on 1 hit. Nice at bat from Calixte. It's 1-0 Giants. And for Johnny Cueto, he'll try to get after a shutdown inning. He'll go after Joseph Saunders Franco. And the pitch. And there's a called strike. Joseph 0 for 4 last night with a strikeout. He's got lots and lots of power. And a hard breaking ball. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. He's faced Cueto just a couple of times. He's got 1 hit. Little quick pitch, 1-2. Beauty of Cueto, when he does the quick pitch, he really does throw every one of his pitches with it.
And that really is a great thing to watch. And now you're probably going to get a little shimmy out of this one too.
Shows his back, and it's down low, 2-2.
The ability to get back to his balance point, it's you marvel at it because everybody thinks they can do it until you go out there and you actually try it.
Outside, well, I have to ask you, so somewhere in the bullpen you tried it.
No doubt. You try everything. You watch a guy have success, you copy it. I think every good team does it. I mean, you look at that shimmy right there, the heater away, just off. I mean, Buster's doing his best to bring it back.
Hit right at Panic on 1 hop. And that's out number 1. All right, our smart play is brought to you by your California Ford dealers. Last night, it was all about the offense, but then really all about Ty Blach. What did Ty Blach do? 9 innings, 7 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. He threw 112 pitches. He got a couple of double play balls. He ran the bases. He struck out. He walked. He did a great post-game interview. Probably hit the town last night. Never went to bed.
It was a tough choice, I think, for that pick.
Let me clarify that. I'm not. I don't. No, Ty Blach did not go out and not come in.
He went out and got a milkshake.
He got a milkshake. Absolutely. He's a great kid. This is Michael Saunders hitting at 221.
And the shift is on, much like Belt. Everybody slides over.
More last night on Ty Blach. 0 for 3 with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. That hadn't been done in like over 100 years. Oh my goodness.
If you've never heard of Ernie Koob, then you're just not a baseball fan, as far as I'm concerned.
Ernie Koob played for the Browns. Center field. Span. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Michael Franco. At what point, though, when you're practicing the shimmy, how many throws does it take before you realize, you know what, this is not for me?
Well, you can do it all day long in a flat ground or something like that, but it's always in a test phase. It's never operational. You never take it out to a ball game. The closest you see is Derek Law try it.
Yeah.
Even Law can't do it as much as Johnny can.
And to call a strike, he's very creative. It's a lot like what Gaylord Perry would do. But Gaylord really wouldn't do it with his motion. He'd do it with substance on a ball or rosin or
allegedly.
1 ball and 1 strike. And I do believe that if there's one guy that appreciates, 2 guys, Louis Tion and Gaylord Perry, appreciate Johnny Cueto.
Definitely. I mean, every hitter tell you timing is what it's all about. When you can disrupt it, you're going to be successful.
Line drive down the left field line, and this is going to be played off the wall. So Franco has got a 2-out double, and that's the first hit for the Phillies.
There's a 2-1 count. He's just trying to get back in there, and that's the liner off the little slider right there. Stayed right on through it. I mean, they play a little bit of a shift on Franco. He likes to pull the ball. Ball was just up, able to handle it, put the barrel on it. But again, it's a man in scoring position. But we have the Giants here with the bottom half of the order coming up, and got 2 outs.
And he's facing Andrew Knapp. Knapp has never faced Cueto before. And Cueto starts him off with a fastball on the inside corner for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. It was Cameron Rupp behind the plate last night. This afternoon, this gentleman. 1 ball, no strikes. On the ground to Panic. And this is going to end the inning with Franco stranded at second. 3rd inning coming up. Cueto, and then the top of the order. stories on this date in 2006 at Old Shea Stadium. It's game 1 of a doubleheader. Eliezer Alfonso hits a 2-run home run off of Orlando Hernandez. It was Alfonso's major league debut and his first hit, and he gave the Giants a 1-run lead, and the Giants won that ball game 6-4. Eliezer Alfonso. And Cueto takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Cueto pops this one back and out of play. Denard Span to follow, and then Eduardo Nunez. We're in the 3rd inning. Out of play. So the bullpen's a little different for the Phillies, correct?
Yeah, it looks like they put Joaquin Benoit on the DL with a knee injury.
On the ground to Joseph, and he kicks it. And Cueto, who isn't running, is going to be thrown out.
Saturday, June 10th is Autism Awareness Night. Your special event tickets include an SF drawstring backpack and a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Twins. Reminder, to receive the drawstring backpack, you'll need to purchase the special event ticket. Visit sfgiants.com/special events for tickets.
Here's Span. Span to open up the game with a hard ground ball that jumped up and hit Galvis right in the lip. So he's 1 for 1. The Giants with 2 hits in the game. And tight, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Span is definitely liking Philly right now.
Yes, he is. 5 hits last night, 1 already today. 6 hits in 7 at bats, and it's outside, 2 balls and a strike. This will be pitch number 38 for Ben Lively. Span, soft line drive to Joseph, 2 outs. Our Jeep drive of the day, and last night, Denard Span, his 5th career game with 5 hits. He's the only active player with a 5-hit game for 3 different teams: Twins, Nationals, Giants. Right, he had it going last night.
He did, and it was. I know he's been waiting for that outing, and he got it. It was nice. He pulled the ball a lot, but he was able to go the other way on the lefty, which is very hard to do.
Here's Nunez. So 1 pitch and hit a rocket to Franco, who caught it and threw to first for a double play. Breaking ball is high, 2-0. He's really showing signs of being the hitter that the Giants thought he was when they acquired him last year. Very aggressive, and on cue, a 2-out single. Bringing Belt to the plate.
He's like what they like to say, a swinging bat's a dangerous bat.
He can swing it.
He's not looking to go up there and walk. He's looking to drive the ball, and now he's got an opportunity to get second base. He can run.
He's got 13 steals. He's been thrown out twice. Belt hit a fly ball to right to end the 1st inning. And a quick toss, and Nunez back. Lively threw over a number of times with Joe Panik at first. That would lead you to believe that he's going to throw over there a lot with Nunez.
They got a modified shift with Belt up. This is where he can take advantage of this.
And Belt hit his bat, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
That's one of your favorite strike calls right there as a pitcher. When you go in, you get that little check swing right off the knob. Let's see where this hits him exactly. Oh, no, it does get barrel.
Yeah, it does.
It gets barrel, but that's a nice cheapy one that you'll take any day of the week.
Span thought about it, or make that Nunez, and he put on the brakes. Big overshift. Playing out in right field is Cesar Hernandez. Takes high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. See if Nunez takes off here. He likes to run. In this lineup, Nunez is really the only base stealer. Panic's got 2. Breaking ball and a beauty, and it's 2-2. Unless you're looking for that pitch, you're better off taking it unless you're sitting there with 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think Bell was sitting sinker something away, not thinking he was going to get the loco there.
Little pop up to shallow left. This could fall, and it does not. Is Franco with his back to the infield. Makes a really nice catch to end the inning.
First 20,000 fans will receive a Buster Hugs blanket presented by Toyota. Join us as the Giants take on the Twins Friday, June 9th through the 11th. Tickets always available at sfgiants.com.
Indeed they are. Here's Freddie Galvis. Giants with a 1-0 lead. Galvis last night went 0 for 3. Here he takes outside for a ball. He's 1 for 9 in his career against Johnny Cueto. With the pitcher Ben Lively to follow. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Mouth looks to be a little swollen, but no worse for the wear, it looks like.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Cueto with 32 pitches. And a little pop up into right center field, and it's going to be Span in front of Slater. Warriors playoff coverage starts on NBC Sports Bay Area with Warriors Playoff Central. And that'll be Warriors and Cavs before and after Game 2. And that'll be tomorrow at 3:30 on NBC Sports Bay Area. Get ready for Game 2. You can watch the whole team led by Greg Papa. There's a strike to Ben Lively. Lively born in Florida, as he swings and misses and does a pirouette. It's no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Gulf Breeze, Florida. Went to UCF, 4th rounder.
Strikeout number 2 for Johnny Cueto. And here's Cesar Hernandez, who hit a line drive to Belt in the 1st inning. The pitch shortens up to Bunn, takes a strike. 1-0 Giants. Giants with 3 hits, the Phillies with 1. And Cueto in a pretty good rhythm right now. It's 0-2.
Sure is. He's attacking the zone, and that show of a bunt from Hernandez isn't a trick. He leads the league in infield hits.
One for 7 lifetime against Johnny Cueto. And this is lined above Crawford into center field for a base hit. And that's a 2-out single for Hernandez. And that'll bring up Herrera. Herrera, who thought he had knocked one out of the yard, is going to step up for the 2nd time.
There, took a liner. Crawford just couldn't get there.
We'll watch Hernandez. He's got 6 steals. He's been thrown out 3 times. And a called strike, and it's 0-1.
Johnny's got one of the best moves in the game.
Yes, he will give Buster Posey a shot should Hernandez go. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I like the way Buster's giving the sign. He's peeking down there at Hernandez to see if he's peeking in to get the sign. So he's taking his time. He's being very deliberate before he gives the sign down there. He keeps checking on the runner.
Soft toss. Hernandez back. Out of play. 1-2.
That's it.
Cueto, who stays generally around with his fastball 90, 91, 92. He can hit a nerve and go to 95, 96, but not very often.
And I tell you what, he saves that honestly for later in the ball game. 3rd time around the order, next thing you know, you're seeing some mid-90s velocity. But if he can beat you with the off-speed stuff, he's going to do that. Looks like Belt wants him to take a peek. That was pretty close right there. Johnny's got some quick feet. Belt's real good at that tag, letting that ball get to him. not reaching for it.
And they're going to look at it. And if you're going to look at something in the third inning, you ought to be pretty sure that that you may have gotten him. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. Sparky making the call, huh?
I'll tell you what, Sparky's good at it. Watch it right there. Ooh. The initial one is, I think he got him right in the small of the back.
I think it's very similar to the play where Span got picked off in Chicago, where if it's a throw where Belt's not leaning towards the runner, he probably.
Oh, he's out.
They called him out, and that's going to end the inning. Nice call, Brandon Belt. So we're talking about. See, these 4 o'clock games, it's paying dividends. Posey's going to lead things off. Charlie Johnson, they're going to bring you the happy hour on NBC Sports Bay Area and NBCSportsBayArea.com. Also available to listen live and as on a podcast at NBCSportsBayArea.com. 1 out. And that'll bring up Crawford. Did one of your buddies not go to college here? Did D-Row go to school here?
DeRosa did. He was a UPenn guy.
Wasn't he a
quarterback?
Really famous football player here?
Yeah, I think they won the Ivy League title thing a couple times when he was here.
I walked by that stadium. It's a really old stadium.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes.
It's a cool place, actually, if you ever get a chance to actually go see a sporting event there. It's pretty cool.
I walked by there thinking there might be a statue, and I couldn't find one. As Crawford takes high, 1 ball and no strikes.
He's working on it. He's a legend around here.
Crawford bounced out to third. He was productive out it, moved Posey from second to third. Here he dribbles one out in front of home plate. Lively's going to have to make a good throw, and it's off the bag, but Joseph, with some nice footwork, goes back and hits the bag for out number 2. Quick feet.
It's the second time Crawford's dialed up that play. That one last night.
Nice play.
Yeah, Joseph, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Do the hokey pokey right there.
So it was Lively who threw it. I wasn't quite sure if it was Lively or if it was Knapp. Here's Panic. And it got hit in the second inning, and this one was to the back foot. And a late call strike. Gets 1 ball and 1 strike with Calixte on deck. Rolled foul. Well, now you can stream the Giants on the go on NBCSportsBayArea.com and the NBC Sports app, and it's presented by Honda. 1 and 2 to Panic. Trying to get on with 2 outs. He shoots this one up the middle. It'll be Galvis behind the bag, and that'll end the inning. Herrera, Kendrick, Joseph coming up.
Bay Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust. By Kona Brewing Company. Enjoy some ice cold liquid Aloha tonight. And by Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking. We pay you.
A 1-0 lead for the Giants. Rocky, that's right. Rocky was big here. Herrera was at the plate when Hernandez was picked off. And here he takes a strike. Herrera hit a ball that he thought was gone in the first inning, but Span caught it near the track. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Herrera's going, I was getting after him. If he was going to quick pitch me, then, or do the shimmy and all that other stuff, I'm going to show him. Well, he's still got another strike where he can do that.
Now Johnny can go anywhere right here. Go something fast away. Whoop, he's going up.
On the ground and a base hit. And as well as Herrera runs, that's going to at least be a double. Yeah, I guess that's the one pitch where you can protect if it's out over the plate. And that'll bring up Kendrick.
There was fastball up trying to sneak a piece of cheese, and he just no legs, no nothing in that swing. He just threw the hands at it.
Onage is Onage. That's his 4th hit in 11 at bats, and all 4 hits are extra bases. He can cook. So Kendrick is at the plate, and he takes high. This is the second time in the game the Phillies have had a runner in scoring position. Franco doubled with 2 outs in the second. On the ground, it'll be to Belt. Belt to Cueto. And on the play, Herrera moves to third. So a nice productive out for Kendrick. And now Tommy Joseph will hit. And we'll see what the Giants do if they pull the infield in.
Kendricks had that swing all the way since his days in Anaheim. He's always been able to hit the ball the opposite way.
And the Giants will pull the infield in.
With a little bit of a shift, too.
Remember the ball that Joseph hit in the second inning was not quite over the bag at second, but close, and it was right at Panic. So Panic is going to play in the same spot, except in. In tight, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Right where Buster Posey wanted it.
When you're a big power guy, you're just trying to get extended. You got to keep him honest in, and that's what Johnny's been doing all day today.
One ball, no strikes. Down low. Hard in, soft away. 2 balls and no strikes.
This is a spot he doesn't have to give in. He'll set up a double play if he, if this isn't a spot where you're going to have to throw him a strike. You can throw nothing but chase pitches and let Joseph's aggressiveness kind of take over.
Two and 0. You're gonna miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Great changeup right there. Pulled the string 2-0. He's looking heater. He's sitting dead red. Johnny just pulls the string. Look at it right here. It's up. It's up. But again, Tommy was sitting dead red heater, and he got the changeup. Great execution. Great pitch selection.
If he backs it up. 2 and 2.
Cuzzy calling time for no apparent reason. Saw Yachty pull that move a couple weeks ago.
It'll work.
It did, yeah.
2 and 2.
I think Buster's trying to get some clarification as to why that time was called.
I think you're right. Waito pitching for the strikeout. Got him. And that's after falling behind 2 and 0.
Well, it's like we were just discussing right there. You're going to see a lot of pitches out of the zone, setting stuff in to get him out of the way, but throwing nothing but chase pitches, and he got him right there. And again, he has the ability to reach back for a little extra. That was 93, and able to get by the big fella.
I guess if you throw that pitch on the first pitch, he probably hits it in the air for a sacrifice fly. Here's Saunders, who hit a fly ball. He was retired in the second inning, and he takes a strike.
And now you can get your defense back in normal defensive mode, and Cueto's still messing around with Herrera. Fake pickoffs. Little cat and mouse over there.
And a fastball high. 1 ball and 1 strike. One nothing Giants. Giants scored a run in the second inning on a Calixte sacrifice fly. Swing and a miss. A 1 and 2.
He's just taking advantage of these guys' aggressive swings. Here he is again with a fake pickoff. Nooney's nowhere near the third base.
1 and 2. Pop up, and that's going to reach the seats. I mean, you cannot bluff to third this year, right? I mean, you have to throw.
You have to throw. He's been stepping off every time. He's just doing a little fake throw. You hope he's got a good grip on the ball. He does it again.
I mean, in all honesty, I think Cueto enjoys it.
I mean, it's part of the whole skit that he's got, and it's a great thing. If you're coming to the yard and you've never seen a show, this is the guy you want to go watch. Always entertaining.
2-2, and he makes his pitches even though it almost looks like he's being distracted, but he's not.
And you could probably speak to this. I don't know if I'm a hitter being left-handed and I got a guy dancing down the third baseline.
Just kind of stay quiet.
I figure you don't want any action coming out in the periphery, but Herrera's obliging.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. And Cueto takes his cap off, puts it in his glove, puts the glove under his left arm, and that'll end the inning.
Is presented by the authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
1-0 Giants is Orlando Calixte takes a pitch for a strike on the outside corner. Calixte with a sacrifice fly in the second. And that's just off the plate. The kid, Austin Slater, is in the on-deck circle. On the ground foul. You got another breaking ball.
Oh, nice play by the fan down there. One-hand grab.
Without a glove?
Yeah, no glove. Looked like a Giants fan, hat backwards, rocking the World Series cap. Get your TV time, son.
Very high with a fastball, 2-2.
There it is, the one hopper, bare hand stab. Saves another lady just munching on some popcorn, it looked like, a couple seats down.
Pop up. Behind the bag at second, it's Galvis who makes the catch. And that'll bring up Slater. Lively's done a nice job. Giants have not had a base runner since the Nunez hit. And in this game, they've only had 3 hits, and they've all been singles. A balk really helped the Giants score a run in the second.
He's throwing strikes. That was his billing. Coming in with nothing overpowering, just throwing strikes.
I'm going to say Slater went around, and it's 0-1.
Yikes.
Problem with being a rook. Tap to third. Franco gets a big hop. 2 outs. And here's Johnny Cueto. Cueto rolled out to Tommy Joseph at first. Very nice breezy Saturday afternoon here in Philadelphia. Blake Lively, 6-1 at Lehigh Valley, AAA team. In the big leagues, making his debut. He's allowed 1 run on 3 hits. Does not have a strikeout, and he hasn't walked anybody. What did I say? Blake?
You said Blake. It's okay.
Ben Lively.
It'd be impressive if Blake Lively was pitching.
Might even be more interested. And the
Sure.
walk.
They must have a scouting report on the Giants pitchers that I haven't seen.
Yeah, don't fall behind or don't lay one in there. Here's Span.
And again, as a Giants fan, you got to be happy. You get to see the lineup turn over now.
Span is 1 for 2. Span can reach here. You got a guy who has had good at bats against Lively. And a breaking ball for a called strike. Pitch number 67 for Lively. Nope, just inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. We are in the top of the 5th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. And tight.
Seems like Lively's starting to spin out of the mechanics just a little bit, pulling the ball across the zone. Denard, the last 2 games, he's really found that the nitro zone for him is middle in. Let's see if he can get another one.
Nope, outside and high. It's 3-1.
And this is the stuff you don't want to see as a defense. You get 2 quick outs, you want to be able to get out of the inning, especially when you face the pitcher. Now you got the top of the order going, and a guy that's one of the hottest hitters going right now for the Giants.
This should be a strike, and it's not.
It's probably going to get Bob McClure out there to get a little chit chat going, just to tell him to try to calm his nerves. And on cue, since I paid him before this, comes Bob McClure.
Bob McClure.
Look at those numbers right there.
Oh.
Yikes.
You know, a couple of those singles were balls that were hit off the wall, carried right to the right fielder. And I didn't want to risk going into second.
At least he figured it out, and he just walked you a couple times.
So here's Nunez. As we mentioned earlier, Nunez has had the best at bats. And you just like said first pitch, but not that time. It's 1 ball and no strikes. All I remember about Bob McCoy, we mentioned it last night, is if you did get on first, and I was lucky enough to get on first 7 times, he had a chance to pick you off every time.
Great move.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nooney expanded the zone a little bit right there. Lively's laboring right now after getting 2 quick outs. He's really yanking that ball on the outside corner, pulling it off the dish. But Nooney's a free swinger. What makes him great is that he does that. So let's get another one out there for him.
Down the left field line and foul. He got a hanger and he just got out in front of it. This is the hanger I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's just like you love that cheap strike call. You'll take that one. That's just a long strike and you're thankful to get the ball back.
One and two.
His out pitch has been the slider. Let's see though if he goes with it or if he's just trying to sneak a piece of cheese here.
Pop to right field. In the park to Sanders. And that'll end the inning. Giants strand a pair after a couple of walks. Cueto come out with a 1-0 lead. Brought to you by your Bay Area Mercedes-Benz dealers. It happened in Game 6. It was Brian Wilson who strikes out Ryan Howard, and the Giants are headed to the World Series. And oh, by the way, the home plate umpire was Tom Hallion. And Tom Hallion today is umpiring at second base. There's the crew chief. You had pitched in the game. You got the win. Were you in the clubhouse watching it, or were you in the dugout?
I was definitely in the dugout. Are you kidding me?
I kind of put that one on the team for you.
Come on. What an atmosphere. That was an awesome night.
Remember, that was a series where the Phillies basically had an all-star at every position, and then they had Holiday and Hamels, and Lee was there, correct? This is driven to right, down the line, and foul.
That is correct.
And this is Michael Franco. Giants are given little chance, like none chance.
And the hotel did what they had to do and made sure they shut down the entire bar and everything else so we could not even celebrate.
Yep. That's when Bill Newcomb said, all right, everybody up to your mini bars and bring everything down. Everything.
When it was a game.
The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. That's right. We went into that room right by the elevators and no alcohol. Down low. 2-2.
Not that you need alcohol to celebrate.
No,
but
it was a
you
nice,
want the opportunity.
clean party that did not get out of hand. Swing and a miss. He got him. That's 5 strikeouts in a row. There's a lot going on. I'm sure you remember the Giants played the first 2 games here and they split. And the Phillies and Giants both left at the same time to fly to San Francisco. Remember, we pulled up to this huge plane and everybody's like, "Oh, this is great. We got a really big plane." And then we kept going. And no, that's the Phillies plane. And then we got the little plane.
And we saw him pass us in the air.
And of course, look, there were guys that the Phillies that had played with Burrell, and they were texting Burrell about, "Gosh, we got 3 rows to ourselves. It's like unbelievable." But leaving Philadelphia after that game 6, the Giants got the Phillies plane on the way back. Knapp bounced out 4-3 in the second. For Cueto, pitch number 67. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
It's hard to believe that's the last year that Johnny Cueto had a decision against the Phillies.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Look, he spent what, 2 months in the American League, and that's it. Quick pitch. High. 2-2.
I should say a win rather, not a decision, but he's working on one today.
He is. 1-0. Out of play down the left field line. Looks like the crowd is very similar to the crowd last night. Last night it was 22,491. Got him. That's 5 strikeouts in a row. Knapp's not buying it. Make that 4 strikeouts in a row. And here's Galvis. Well, this school's got to be out soon, right? Maybe in some places it already is.
Look at this pitch. He's dancing. Does a skip. Fastball. You can't put it in a better spot. I think the shadows are going to start playing a little bit of a factor. You're going to see some more off speeds to set up that fastball.
Goes foul. Galvis popped out to center field in the 3rd. Foul back. One of the light towers is the shadow that is right at home plate. That's a light tower. Oh, 2 pitch. Here it is. 1-2. No one blocks that ball with 2 feet off the ground better than Buster Posey.
That's exactly what I was thinking right there. Not only did he block it, he caught it.
One and 2. And a base hit to right field. Slater is going to have to keep Galvis at first, and he does, with Lively coming up.
Changeup just leaked over the plate right there. Let Galvis put a swing on it. Nothing hurt in the sense that you got the pitcher coming up.
So here's Lively. Lively struck out in the third.
Not quite sure where that first pitch was. I don't think Johnny knows where it is either.
And a strike.
Might have been a little bit of a makeup call. That looked a little off, but back into the count nonetheless.
1-2.
I can imagine Lively has not taken a whole lot of BP in his life.
Two and two. Probably about as much as Blake. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that's tapped foul. So at least Ben Lively getting some pitches out of Johnny Cueto.
And Johnny's doing the right thing, staying down and away here. Let Lively just swing through something and go back to the dugout and let the Giants get back to banging.
And instead, his first big league hit. So now you face Cesar Hernandez with the tying run at second base. Cueto gets the ball back and disgustedly throws it into the
He
Phillies
stayed
dugout.
down. He stayed down with every pitch. Down and away, down and away, down and away. This one got up a little bit. The spot where he could hit it. And so much for saying he doesn't take BP.
Well, now it becomes a bit more stressful. Hernandez lined out to third, then singled in the, or lined out to first in the first, and then singled in the third. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Galvis at second, Lively at first, outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The base hit by Galvis is probably going to tack on an extra 10 to 15 pitches on Johnny Cueto.
Doesn't look like Hernandez is trying to, but the bunt is in play for him here. Like we were talking about, he leads the league in infield hits. Nunez is back. There's a slight shift, a shading from the rest of the infield.
Yep, got the call, 1-2. So now 83 pitches here in the 5th. Got him, and that'll end the inning. He's tough. Strikes out the side. He's got 7 total. Belt's going to hit first. Baseball break is brought to you by T-Mobile. Tomorrow's starters, the lefty Matt Moore for the Giants, righty Jeremy Hellickson. Both have made 11 starts. Hellickson's record a little bit better than Moore's, so is his ERA. And it's going to be a good matchup because set aside Matt Moore's numbers, he's pitching pretty well. 1-0 Giants. Belt's going to lead things off. Interesting entertainment in between innings. Belt has flied out and he's popped out. Overshift is on. And Belt takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. See the shadows. It's going to get weird here in a little bit. Outside to Belt. The guy who pitches on Sunday before a 4-game series is the guy who starts is going to be the one guy who is not going to pitch in Milwaukee. Belt takes outside 3-0. So Matt Moore is going to get a all expense paid trip to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Strike to Belt, 3-1.
I got to imagine that's on his bucket list.
Yeah, it is. He told me so because he knew that's where we're from.
Yeah, he knows. He knows. You know the landscape.
Yeah.
Where to go.
Swing and a miss. It's 3-2. Buster Posey on deck.
It's a real good inning to add on after they're not able to score. Jump on another run here would be great.
And the walk. So Belt, like he does many times, goes 0-2, 3-2 to a walk.
Interleague play starts next homestand with the Twins. Friday, June 9th through Sunday, June 11th. Saturday, the 10th, the first 20,000 fans will receive a Will Clark jersey cap presented by AAA. Tickets always available at sfgiants.com. That's a slick looking hat too.
It is a slick looking hat. That's one that you wear at the church. I do believe that they think something's wrong with Ben Lively.
No, that's, you never want to see that.
Whatever Lively told him, he's going to chase everybody off the mound. And it's going to be Buster. Buster Posey scored the only run in the game. He came in on the Caliche sacrifice fly in the second. So Belt with his lead. In the dirt. Nice play. Knapp. 1 ball and no strikes. No activity or any signs of activity in the Phillies bullpen.
Up. And just when you say that, they go grab the phone.
Oh, the phone's ringing. In all honesty, if you look at the two bullpens, the better view is the one up on top. And if memory serves me correct, it was the Phillies, right?
That was the home. That was the home side. But then they realized that who would want to walk up 14 flights of or 14 sets of stairs to get up there and take the easier path to the field.
3-0 to Buster Posey.
Buster's in a keyhole mode now. 3-0. Lively's trying to feel his way around the strike zone right now. I'm sure it's one pitch, one spot right now for Buster. He's got the shades on too.
3-1.
Looks like Yanmar Gomez. Yanmar is getting loosened up.
See if Buster Posey gets another pitch like the last one. Taps it foul. It's 3-2. So give Lively credit. He's going after Buster Posey. Now you might see Belt go. There's Gomez.
Looks like he's trying to get loosened up pretty quickly. Whatever Lively has going, they don't want it to go too long.
This is pitch number 86, and it's a 3-2 pitch. Belt goes. Swinging a bouncing ball near the bag, and that's called tough luck.
Wow.
So you move Belt to stay out of the double play, and then the defenders are standing right where you hit the ball, and it's called tough luck.
I believe you guys like to also use big league hang rhythms. That's one right there. That's tough.
So it gets Lively off the hook for a while as Crawford's going to hit with 2 outs and nobody on. And it's down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Panic to follow.
Gomez now has stopped throwing, so I think they're going to try to get Lively through this inning.
And a strike to Crawford. Nick Lenz behind the plate's been pretty consistent today. I'm not seeing many at all show signs of. And here's Hernandez, and he's going to throw out Crawford. So the defense showing up here in the 6th. Cueto coming back out.
NBC Sports Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers, insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Jack in the Box, come try the new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger and chicken sandwich. Limited time only. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. And by AAA. Get a free Giants welcome mat. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
It's a 1-0 lead for the Giants. As Cueto is throwing to Odubel Herrera, who is 1 for 2. He doubled on the left field line to lead off the 4th. Here a swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. And Herrera steps out, having a word with himself.
This is a battle Johnny really wants to win.
Yep.
Had a lot of action going that last at bat.
Slap to left. 1 out. Herrera took kind of a peek at Cueto when he rounded the bag. So I don't know if these two guys have something going on. Would surprise me at all. Here's Howie Kendrick. Kendrick with a swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
Great pitch right there. Sold the fastball out of the hand, even though it was a slider. Just Kendrick committed early.
You see, when Buster Posey and Johnny Cueto are on the same page, Cueto gets the ball back and he really doesn't hesitate too much. And that's kind of the way it's been. He got him.
It was again.
8 strikeouts. Here's Tommy Joseph. The biggest out in the game was Cueto striking out Tommy Joseph with the tying run at third and only 1 out.
Say what you want about Johnny's season right now. He's racking up the punch outs.
Yes, he is.
Like I was saying earlier, he saw Ty Blach throw up that shutout. He doesn't want to be shown up.
There's a strike to even the count.
He thrives on that little friendly rivalry with other starters.
Yeah, he does. One pitch. Two. You think he's going to go, and then he shimmies one little extra time.
Hey, Joseph gave it the toe, like a double toe tap. Just trying to wait.
Joseph will get a new bat as it caroms out to Juan Samuel. Talked about this ballpark. It opened up in 2004. Everybody said farewell to the vet in 2003. First thing everybody said after they played here is it was small. It was going to give up a lot of home runs, and they did adjust it. They moved the walls back. This ballpark and the likes of Burrell and Rollins and Utley got him a World Series.
It did. It was always a fun place to come and play. You were getting a match.
High and deep down the line. Fair or foul? Gone. And this game is tied. Home run number 9.
Johnny was right there trying to flip a little changeup in there. Came back, down and in. That's nitro zone, especially when you're going full count to any hitter. Joseph, with the kind of power he has, did what you're supposed to do as a good hitter. Hit it out.
Here's Saunders, who takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
But again, solo shots don't beat you.
They do not. Out of play, 0-2. So a 2-out home run after Kendrick had struck out. Up and in, 1-2. Foul back. A 102 pitches now for Cueto. He is due to hit 4th in the 7th as that pitch is down low. 2-2. He will get a longer leash than most. And a full count.
This is pretty reminiscent of his last start against the Braves. He went 6 innings, 6 hits, an earned run, 8 punchies and a walk. And he threw 106 pitches that day. He's at 104 right now.
Popped up and out of play again.
Still no stirring in the Giants' pen, so they're definitely going to let him try to work himself out of this, especially when he's due up 4th.
Michael Franco would hit if Saunders reaches. This will be the 8th pitch coming up in this at bat. Popped up again and out of play. Hitting area is in the shade. Home plate is kind of in the shade, and then you have all that sunshine in between. Foul back again.
Johnny's got to stick with it right here. He's doing a great job. Saunders' legs aren't into any of these swings. He's just trying to fight them off.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. 9 strikeouts for the Giants. Panic to lead things off. Summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. It's a 1-1 ball game. Cueto and Lively have both pitched well. Cueto has just given up a game-tying home run, and 9 strikeouts for Cueto. He's thrown 108 pitches, and Lively's back out to pitch the 7th. And a call strike. And you look at the hits. Giants have 3 hits. Out of play. Another again 2.
Yeah, the Phillies got Nishak going down the bullpen. Giants have Strick standing on the mound. I don't know if they've decided what they're going to do with Cueto yet. I imagine there's some traffic out there. They will go to the bench.
Panic shoots it up the middle, and he's got a base hit.
Follow the Giants baseball live with the MLB.com at-bat mobile app. Stay connected to the game's best players all season long with game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB.com at-bat today. It's your #1 app for live baseball.
Here's Calixte.
There's Nishak right there getting loose.
Calixte hit a sacrifice fly in the 2nd. Here he pops one up. 1 out.
Strick's getting hot just in case they get something going. Kelby's coming out.
And the only way that Cueto can get a decision is if the Giants score here in the 7th. If indeed Tomlinson does hit. So Slater's flied out and bounced out. See if Bruce Bochy puts something on with Slater. Tried something with Buster Posey in the 6th inning, and it backfired.
It's back-to-back innings with the leadoff runner on for the Giants.
No balls and 1 strike. Panic with his lead. In tight. Slater looking down at Phil Nevin. 96th pitch coming up. And the 1-1 to Austin Slater. In tight again. 2 balls and a strike. And the mom and dad insist.
He's got him in a cripple count. Let's see if he gets the fastball.
Two and two.
He got it. He chased it. He just missed it.
Action count, some people say, is the 2-2 count. We'll see what happens here with Panic at first. On the ground, could be a pair. 4-6-3, and that'll end the inning. Giants waste a leadoff single, and we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Johnny Cueto, who's going back out to pitch the bottom of the 7th inning, going after Franco, Knapp, and Galvis in a 1-1 ball game. 4 hits for the Giants, 6 hits for the Phillies. And this will be pitch 109. And it's hit on the ground in the hole for a base hit. So just like that, Cueto into the stretch for Knapp.
First pitch hacking right there. Not a real surprise. He's on 16 first pitch strikes going into that one.
So here's Knapp. Knapp is bounced out and struck out. Now you got to do a couple of things. If you're Cueto, you got to keep an eye on Franco. Foul down the left field line.
They're hacking now.
Well, yeah, they got a pretty good idea. Cueto's going to be around the plate. Franco does not have a steal. He has not been caught stealing. But when you've lost 5 in a row, you kind of throw all of that out the window. In tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. The double play ball enabled Cueto to go back out. And then, of course, the Giants will pinch hit for Cueto in the 8th inning. Hit up the middle and a base hit. Franco's not going to stop. They're going to let it go, and he made it.
Once again, changeup just up in a spot where the hitter can put the barrel to it. And great base runner right there by Franco, knowing that the arm that Span has. Span did put a good throw on it, but he was aggressive out of the box, and here comes Boch.
And he has made the call. Cueto's going to depart. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts. Here in the 7th inning, but the Phillies have runners at the corners with nobody out, and Bruce Bochy brings in that man, Hunter Strickland.
Strick's back out there. He's thrown 22 games this year. He's got 19 punchies and 18 2/3 innings. He's going to be velocity, velocity, velocity coming at you. He's really dominating the right-handers. When he's going right, you're going to see a four-seamer that actually induces a lot of ground balls. The guy can actually roll up more than most on a four-seamer, but that four-seamer is going to be somewhere between 97 to 99, depending on how froggy he's feeling that day, and he's got a slider to back it up that he's really improved on with this year. And he's looking to punch a ticket right now and set up a double play ball.
And it'll be Freddie Galvis who will hit first. And Galvis with a base hit to left, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Galvis did not waste any time, and that's what the Phillies hitters have done since the 4th inning.
Yeah, just trying to get ahead in the count. Fastball away. Good piece of hitting, arm side. Galvis stays back, just throws the hands at it again, not trying to do too much, and you see the Philly dugout go nuts. They haven't had much to root for. Now Strick's just got to keep it where it's at. We like to say when I was playing, you're just managing the inning now.
Limited damage. Nava.
Shift on for Nava. Does like to pull the ball. Will hit in double plays though.
And here he bunts it, and he bunts it foul. Nava had an at-bat in the game yesterday and went 0 for 1. So the Phillies take the lead here in the 7th inning. Strickland at the belt, and Nava lets this one go by. It nearly hit him. Our 96-mile-an-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. One ball and one strike. Outside and low, 2 balls and a strike.
That's going in to talk to Strick right now. I'm trying to figure out what they want to do. His belt's going to come crashing pretty hard. You're wanting to get the out at third base if you have that opportunity right here.
See if Nava shows bunt again. It's 2 balls and a strike. Line drive, foul. And it's 2-2. That's fair. That's a game changer. So now they're back in the box.
I mean, it's no secret what Strick brings. Everybody knows that it's going to be four-seam high velocity stuff. Does he trust the breaking ball enough to bury something on the plate? Or maybe even go back foot?
Hit out into center field. Knapp bluffed a tag, and Span throws behind him. So an out, and now it's going to be Hernandez.
And that was it right there. He went with the breaking ball. He trusted it enough. Buster liked it, called it. Strick trusted it, got the pop up. Now you still got your double play in order.
Hernandez is 1 for 3. Knapp at second. Galvis at first.
Looks like Neshek's going to be coming in for the Phillies. Top half of the 8th.
Just a bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 96 from Hunter Strickland. Phillies now with 9 hits. The Giants have 4 off of Ben Lively. On the ground and a base hit. Stopping at third is Knapp, and now the bases are loaded.
Strick threw the fastball down and away right there. Again, not trying to do too much. Hernandez is a good hitter. Takes it the other way. Got the ground ball that he wanted, just not to a guy. But once again, you got 1 pitch and you're out of this situation, and I think they all know that, and Rags is out there probably telling them that same exact thing.
Plus, you've got a guy that likes to swing it. We could tell already that he's a very excitable player, and in some ways you can take advantage of that.
He's definitely looking to do something early. Be interesting to see if Strick throws the first pitch breaking ball.
Knapp, Galvis, and Hernandez are your base runners. Herrera is flied out twice and he's doubled down the left field line. Infield in for the Giants. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
There it was, the downbreaker. Herrera swung himself out of his helmet, trying to do some damage. And now when Strick's up right now in the count, he can do it again. He can double up, or he can try to throw something hard up, maybe up and in. Like I said, he does get a lot of ground balls on his 4-seamer, so again, you're just 1 pitch away here. But if I'm him, I'm doubling up.
Hit into the gap and hit very well, and it's going to flatten out, and this is going to clear the bases. So a double for Herrera, and it's 5-1 Phillies.
Strick doubled up on the breaking ball, just left it up over the middle of the plate. He wanted to locate it down. Buster wanted a little bit lower. Herrera yet again thinking that he hits it out of the park. Put a good swing on it. Denard does a good job getting it in, but he had a lot of speed on the bases right there. There's no stopping Hernandez going all the way around.
So here's Kendrick. Kendrick against Cueto is 0 for 3. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes. It's like anything else. You know, the doubling up on it is fine, but you just have to make the pitch.
Exactly, and he knows he made a mistake there.
2-0.
Now he's frustrated, overthrown a little bit.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. So just like that, Giants with a 1-0 lead with 2 outs in the 6th. The Tommy Joseph home run ties it, and then here in the 7th, Phillies with 5 hits here in the 7th. And that's out of play to make it 2-2.
It's like we were talking about. You want to add on. You know, they got off to a hot start. First 2 innings, get your leadoff batter on base. You're only able to cross one guy. And then on a counter, the Phillies, that's the first inning, they got the leadoff guy on this inning, and they've cranked out 4 runs.
The Giants have gotten the leadoff hitter on in the 6th and in the 7th. And Kendrick, after jumping out in front 2-0, strikes out swinging, and that's out number 2. This is the home run by Tommy Joseph that tied the game.
Full count, looking one pitch, one spot, got it, didn't miss it.
No ball and no strikes. Two and 0. A new baseball for Strickland as he rubs it up. Two of the runs here in the 7th are tacked on to Strickland. 2 on to Cueto. Hit high to right for Slater. And that'll end the inning. Damage done. Giants trail by 4. We'll head to the 8th. Long pregame live that'll start at 9:30, and then we'll have the game for you at 10:30 right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. And all Giants games you can stream on the NBC Sports app. And if you want to check out Alex Pavlovich, go to NBCSportsBayArea.com. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. There's Nishak.
Yeah, Nishak's had a great year so far. He's got 17 punchies in 19 innings. He's always been a tough at bat for anybody. He's got a little sidearm sinker style. you're going to see a sinker about 90 miles an hour. And he's sinker slider guy. He's going to throw lots of strikes. He's going to make you hit it on the ground. He does occasionally throw a changeup that is really like an ephus pitch. It's high 60s.
Altair comes into the game. He's in left field, and he'll hit in the ninth spot. Here's the 1-1 to Tomlinson. The swing. Ain't gonna miss.
There's a slider right there. He's doubled up on it. He just pounds the low part of the strike zone. Makes a living down there. He's made a nice living. He's a free agent at the end of this year, so it's a piece that a lot of clubs are looking at.
Little pop up down the right field line, and this is going to be just out of reach of Tommy Joseph. He will not be in a Philly uniform after August 1st.
I wouldn't think so. You know, again, I haven't met a manager that's never wanted another arm at the trade deadline, and he's going to be up there. He's got experience. Unfortunately, he was on the bad end of the Michael Morris history shot that set up Travis Ishikawa, but he does have postseason experience.
And he's got an awkward delivery. He makes it uncomfortable, especially to right-handed hitters.
He just relies heavily on the sinker, a lot like Ziegler.
Tomlinson giving him a battle. Giants need a base runner, and then another base runner, and then another one to get the tying run to the plate. Ryan Morris getting loose. Finally got him.
Steady diet of sliders.
Here's Span. Span has been on base twice. He's 1 for 2, a single and a walk. And a call strike. Nunez on deck. We're in the 8th. And a quick 0-2. Franco about a step back of third. Now he moves back even further, not having to worry now about the bunt.
Neshek's doing exactly what you want your late inning setup guys to do. He's thrown 9 pitches, 8 strikes, and all down in the zone, every single one of them.
Tails that one away, 1-2.
That was a little reach back right there, 93.
Foul back. So Span had a pretty good rip.
Let's take a peek at the Tomlinson at bat. And you're looking at Neshek just pounding the low part of that strike zone, but look at him working away, slider, slider, slider. And, you know, it's just an uncomfortable at bat. He's much like Cueto in the same, he doesn't repeat a delivery. He kind of quick pitches you a little bit.
And another 1-2 pitch to Span, and Span stays alive. We are in the 8th inning here at Citizens Bank Park. tight game until the Phillies scored 4 runs in the 7th inning.
This is definitely an interesting battle. These guys were teammates a long time ago with the Twins, so it's not they're not unfamiliar with each other for sure. As they've seen it, he's seen it from center field.
Two and two. Two pitch. Here it is. Got him.
Slider again. It's almost like a changeup for him.
Yep.
Doing a great job. Denard was battling this at bat, but he's just way out in front right there. It looks so good. It just ends up tracking towards the inside corner and swinging right over the top of it. And he knows it. He knows he got beat on that one.
Here's Nunez trying to reach. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Attacking the zone. 12 strikes out of 15 pitches.
0-2. Check. Jerk that back leg. Very fidgety.
That he is.
On a play down the right field line. Belt to follow. We're in the 8th. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Nishak strikes out the side. It remains 5-1. Brought to you by Provident Credit Union. You can vote at NBCSportsBayArea.com/AST. The winner is going to receive $20,000 for his or her his or her school. And this is the 11th season. Visit NBCSportsBayArea.com and vote. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
And you're looking at Brian Morris towing the rubber now for the Giants. He's came back after a little injury. Lefties are really seeing him pretty well right now, but again, limited action, limited opportunities. But when he's right, he's got a lot of velocity and 4-pitch mix. He's another guy that throws a heavy, heavy four-seam fastball that gets a lot of ground balls, and then his out pitch is usually a power slider.
And Saunders takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Saunders is 0 for 3 against Cueto with 2 strikeouts. And tight, 2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. For the Giants in the 9th, they'll have Belt, Posey, and Crawford. High pop-up foul down the left field line and out of play. Hector Neris is in the bullpen. Tap foul, so we'll do it again. It's 2-2. Giants got on the board first in the 2nd inning, but that's it. They've been shut down since then. Three and 2 on to Milwaukee after the ball game tomorrow. Dodgers are leading the Brewers this afternoon 4-3. And the walk. So that's the first walk issued by the Giants this afternoon, bringing Franco to the plate. Buster Posey goes out to have a word with Brian Morris. Franco opened up the 7th with a base hit. Giants had 15 hits last night. The Phillies had 7. Phillies have 11 hits in this game, and Franco has 2 of them. Shoots this one on the ground to Crawford. Juggles it, recovers, panic, the belt, double play.
Pitcher's best friend right there.
Soft hands by Brandon Crawford, as that ball was roasted.
That glove's gold. There it is right here. A nice 2-hopper. Like you said, just plays it off the belly. Flipped the panic, and panic took care of the rest.
So with 2 outs, here's the catcher, Knapp. Knapp takes a breaking ball for a strike. (5-1) Phillies here in the 8th. High and wide to even the count. Matt Moore tomorrow. And he'll go up against right-hander Jeremy Hellickson. First, this 1-1 pitch. Swinging a sharp ground ball to Panic. And that is going to end the inning. And now the Giants need some base runners. A couple of bloops and a blast. It's 5-1 Phillies. Baseball for Eastern's Giants Post Game Live. You're going to get highlights, you're going to get reactions, you're going to get analysis. It's all coming up for a full hour right after the game. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Hector Neris.
Hector Neris is a big boy, 6'2", 215, 220. He's putting together a nice year. He just basically hasn't had too many save opportunities here lately, but you're going to see, much like you've seen the last couple days, you're going to see gas, and then you're going to see a split finger off of that. Relies on a four-seam fastball, usually mid-90s, and then that sets up the splitter in the upper 80s. So let's just see what he does here.
Here's Belt, and Belt's going to take a strike. So an easy 95 right out of bed, and it's 0-1 with Buster Posey and then Crawford to follow. Down low to Belt. Belt today is 0 for 2. He drew a walk to open up the 6th.
And there's a splitter right there, diving.
One pitch to Belt, swing and a miss, 1-2.
Backed it up again with another splitter. Hides the ball really well too.
Driven to right. Is anybody there? They're not. Bounces up against the wall, and Belt is going to jog into second base with a double. So that's a start, and here's Buster Posey.
He tried to triple up on the splitter. That one just hung in the middle of the plate a little bit. And Belt took care of the rest. You'll look at it right here. Just middle. Down in the zone, but middle. Too good a pitch, 0-2. Or 1-2. And we got a little traffic now.
Buster Posey stands in, 1 for 3. Crawford to follow, and then Panic. And it's in tight. The 1-0 to Posey. 2 balls and no strikes. So if you're Buster Posey right here, a walk is as good as a base hit.
The Giants need base runners. This guy's really just going 2-pitch mix. He's going sinkers, or he's going split finger and fastball. So
Buster taking all the way. It's 3-0.
Nick Lentz isn't going to help him out here, especially in the 9th. You got to prove that you can throw strikes. Now he wants to change the ball. It's the ball's fault. Been there.
Edison Volquez, by the way, has just pitched a no-hitter in Miami against the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's a final 3-0. 3-0 to Buster Posey. Nope. Yep. 3-1.
I'm sure that hits the upper box and when they throw up the box here, but that's a tough give right there, especially to Buster in this situation, just to go ahead and give him that 3-0 pitch.
So Buster gets tired of waiting. He steps out, but now back in. 3-1 with Belt at second. Three and two.
Taken all the way, and I don't blame him. Pressure's on the pitcher now to get him out.
Posey skies it to left for Altair. 1 out. And here's Crawford. Crawford is 0 for 3. Had a hit taken away from him by Hernandez on a play going to his left in the 6th inning. Crawford takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Harris goes to the rosin. Back up on the hill. And the 1-0. Here it is. Crawford takes a strike to even the count. Crawford's going to do what Buster Posey did. He's going to try to reach any way he can, even if it's a walk on a close pitch. Buster nearly got the walk, but eventually flied out to left. So here it's 2 balls and a strike. Crawford up the middle. That'll be a base hit. Belt is going to score. And it's 5-2. Tying run is still not in the batter's box, but if you keep the line moving, you can get it there.
Great job by Craw right there. Again, this guy's going to throw 2 pitches at you. And he had thrown back-to-back splits, waiting for the fastball, got it, didn't try to do anything other than just hit it right back up the middle and got an RBI for it.
Panik singled in the 7th. He's 1 for 2. A hit here gets the tying run to the plate. One and 0.
Saunders is playing pretty deep and right.
Hit into center field. On the move is Herrera, but he's going to get there on the track and make the catch. 2 outs.
Panik smoked it.
Yes, he did. He hit it well.
Hit it well.
Here's Calixte. Calixte tonight, or today, is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Crawford's going to go, and nobody's going to throw. So Crawford at second. And the pitch, and it's rolled foul. Aaron Hill has grabbed a bat. He's in the on-deck circle. And the pitch, and it's down low. (5-2) Phillies here in the 9th with 2 outs. And Crawford at second. Swing and a base hit to left. And they're going to hold Crawford at third. And the Giants get the tying run to the plate. So Calixte comes through with a nice base hit.
That's all you're looking for. You want the opportunity. Giants have it now.
And the hitter is going to be Hill.
And much like it's been for the Giants, things aren't going to be easy for the Phillies to snap these things. You know, when you've been struggling, you don't go 1, 2, 3. It just doesn't happen. And for the Giants, you're hoping it doesn't either.
Gomez now up in the bullpen. So here's Hill. Hill, see if he can let out some shaft. Here he takes a call strike.
Pitcher's pitch right there. Down and away. Nothing you can do with that right there.
And you're better off doing what Hill did. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nick Hundley's on deck. Crawford at third. Calixte at first. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2.
That's a split finger right there. Hill was on it just a little bit out in front. And they got the Philly faithful on their feet. One thing this town's always been good at is knowing their baseball.
That they do. One-two pitch coming up to Hill. And he runs it inside, so now it's 2 and 2.
He's given Hill a lot of looks at his splitter. See if he goes to it or if he goes back to the fastball.
Base hit down the left field line. Crawford's going to score. Calixte gets to third, and it's now 5-3, and the Giants keep the line moving.
Great piece of hitting right there by Hill. The pitch sequence, again, when you're only having to have 2 pitches, you just sit on that splitter. He gets the splitter, covers it away, and just pulls it right down the line. Great piece of hitting right there by a veteran player.
And Pete McCannon's coming out. And he's going to take the baseball. And a deep sigh. It's 5-3. Hundley coming up. At first, and Genmar Gomez is the new pitcher.
And Genmar's in there. He used to be the closer last year. He's had a rough go this year. And I think the one thing that stands out for me is that he's given up 6 home runs in the 15 innings that he's thrown this year. And this would be a great time for the Giants to get one, to be honest with you. And again, wins aren't going to come easy when you've been scuffling.
Hundley is 1 for 3 lifetime. Hernandez with speed running for Hill.
And just so you guys know, he gave up 6 home runs in 68 2/3 innings last year. He's given up 6 in 15 1/3 this year.
So Hundley will look for something that he can drive. On the ground, and this should do it. And it does. So on one pitch, Gomez gets the ground ball. And the Giants are going to drop game 2 of this 3-game series. And the Phillies snap a 5-game losing streak. This one, you know why this one's disappointing? You're going to look at Johnny Cueto's line, and it's really going to be deceiving.
It's another quality start. The Giants have the 2nd most in the league. And they just never added on. You got to give credit to Lively, but there were some opportunities that were missed.
So, here on this late afternoon game, on a Saturday afternoon, the final score, the Phillies 5 and the Giants 3. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live starts right now.